Check it out, it's Grandmaster Jupy. Jupy's mom travels a lot. The whole family travels a lot. You know, so it's awesome. So I get to hang out with Jupe. Look at Jupe. Look at how pretty that guy is. It's fucking awesome. Jupy's the English Cocker Spaniel that started it all. You know? Jupy was around, and then Jupy's mom is the sister of Micah's mom and Mila's mom, right? Jupy, sit. So I would see, if I lived in Taiwan, I could hang out with fucking Micah and Mila. But it's good. Jupy's mom lives in New York. I hope she doesn't move to LA or anything. So if she goes on a vacation or goes somewhere on business, I get to pal around with Jupy. Jupy's a very responsive English Cocker. He went through a board and train with me. He's great. He'll do retrieves. We're going to work with Jupe and see if Jupe is gun shy. We're going to check this out while I'm hanging out with him. Sit! I'm talking to Jupy. Tonka's at whoa. I'm going to even step behind the camera 10 more feet, okay? Sit! Sit! Awesome! I'm going to move the camera a little bit closer, and I'm going to step back another 10 feet, so 20 more feet. Okay, he's in a high collar, right? I put him in a high collar. See the leash? I don't want him to go anywhere. I don't want him to gain motion. I want him to learn to put up with this. You don't know what it is. This is something that's going to be totally positive for the dog. You don't want a gun-shy dog. You want the dog impervious to sounds, and a dummy launcher is a great thing. So I'm going to step another 10 feet, which would be 20 feet back, or 10 feet back from where I just did it. So we're probably at, I don't know, 80 feet, 70 feet, something like that, 80 feet, 75, something like that. And if I see any more, I'm going to use this video to see how strong his reaction is. If I see more than I want, more reaction, then I'm going to step back further. You understand? And I'm going to tell the dog, no, Jupy, sit. I'll tell him no if he starts flipping out, I'll tell you that. Whoa, Tonka, whoa. Jupy, sit. 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 That's good. That's good. Good boy. Tonka, here. Tonka, you did. That's good. You're a good boy. You are a good boy. You got this? Smell this thing, dude. This thing's awesome. It's awesome. See that? That's good shit, dude. Sit. Sit. Good boy. Sit. Pretty good. We're going to have to work with him, though. He can't do retrieves with this. No way. It causes too much excitement at this point. We got to get him really used to this. And the next thing that we'll do is just start bringing it closer, getting him used to hearing the loud sound, just like we did with Mila. This is no big deal. Charlie, we won't have to do this with because we're already building Charlie up. But we're doing sort of the same thing with Jupe. We're just getting Jupe used to it so that that excitement dissipates. He's still going to be excited, but we want him as calm as possible, right, until we release him on the retrieve. So he'll get used to this. I hope if we don't have enough time to do it this week, we can do it next time too. But let's see if we can get Jupe to do a retrieve with this. Right, Jupe? You're a good boy. He can you know, pal around with Tonka, and then we'll try this again later this afternoon. We want less. We want to make sure the dog's steady. Take your time with this. Don't overwhelm the dog. Don't just fire off a gun right by the dog's head. You know, this is relatively loud. One thing that I wanted to say is when this makes a noise, the noise is coming out of this end, out of this little tiny hole. So I also have the option of pointing it away, which lessens it, and I point it this way. It's going to make it more of a pressure wave. You understand what I'm saying? So when you first start doing it, point the blast in the opposite direction of the dog. If you point it towards it, it sends a pressure wave to the dog. They're going to feel it. You know, build the dog up slowly. I think this is called flooding the dog. I think like there's positive reinforcement trainers that have a problem with this. But it's effective. What are you going to do if you have a gun-shy dog? Give it food? No, that doesn't work. So, he's way less than Mila was, I'll tell you that. Way less. Mila flipped out. So, he's got just minor excitement. Which, if you weren't careful, like if you just took the dog out and shot a shotgun around it, he'd probably take off and be flipped out. Might hide underneath the car or something. Well, not him. Mila was sort of like that, though. So, take your time. If your dog's gun shy, your dog doesn't have to be gun shy. Step way back, start smaller caliber, work your way up, right? Like after we do this and he's doing the dummy launcher, then we would use like a shotgun and throw retrieves. You know, but a real low gauge shotgun, like a 410 if I had it. I want to get a 410, but I'll probably use a 16 gauge. Bigger's better with shotguns. That was my dad's deal. It was always, he wanted like he had like the 50 caliber handgun and shit. You know, the fuck? What do you need that thing for? But as far as shotguns go, if I'm going goose hunting, you know, 10 gauge or 3.5 inch only. You know, go with the Magnum always. But this, go small. Go small. Build the dog up. I think what I'm going to do next with Joopy is, you see these apple trees right there? I'm going to take the leash and tie him up in a high collar on one of the apple trees and step back, way back here, and see if I can build him up and, you know, this afternoon and get him to do a retrieve. If I can make a sound, the 22 sound, and I have him, I won't use the dummy, I'll use the dummy launcher to make the sound, but then I'll throw the dummy and have him retrieve that. Does that make sense? We'll give it a shot. I think he'll do it. He just seemed excited. We'll transfer that into the retrieve. He's awesome. Good Joop. He's awesome. He is. He's an awesome guy. I love the dog, man. It's a bird dog. Bird dogs are the best.